You be ferocious. You be relentless. You be telephone fucking terrorist. Now let's knock this motherfucker out of the park.
Wolf of Wall Street is a film that is frequently misunderstood. It's a story of a charismatic man learning to cheat the system, gaining astronomical benefits in the process, and subsequently crashing hard. That being said, I don't really fault the audience for this misunderstanding. The satire itself isn't the most clear-cut. Seems like a classic example of wanting to have the cake and eat it too, making the come up as flashy, beautiful, and inspiring as possible before trying to create a lesson from it on the other side. I get it, we're in the head of the man in the center of it all, and he's telling the story with energy. But it really kind of dulls the impact of the second half. This isn't Requiem for a Dream. The main character is played by Leo, an A-lister who will get dirty, but not too dirty. Not dirty enough to exemplify the crash. Point is, we're left with a lot of people who cherish the first half of this film. And in a recent video by Nelk, a YouTube channel centering around pranks that has become so much more than that, they hired an actor that sounds like Leonardo DiCaprio to set the very Wolf of Wall Street type scene.
I'm talking more than Christmas and the 4th of July combined. The birth of the Sen God himself, Mr. Stevewilldoit.
My name is Ho, H to the OV. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ.
This guy is legitimately God level. I'm not fucking with you. He once choked out a baby goat at my niece's 8th birthday party because he felt like it.
This Steve spoken of in the voiceover is Stevewilldoit. He's a man that gained an audience through sheer gluttony and hunger for fame.
Yeah, let's get 100K subscribers. The content's gonna be fucking insane. No clickbait bullshit, nothing like that. You know, you see a title, thumbnail looks badass because it's gonna be badass.
Before the video with the Leo sound-alike even came out, his trajectory felt very Wolf of Wall Street-esque. And what's even more compelling is that we're all watching it in real time. This is the story of his rise and probable fall, but more so his ability to live moment to moment, high to high, level up to level up. It's thrilling to watch. I'll just briefly go over his come up because it's kind of gross. Steve Rocco DeLeonardis started his celebrity career by posting videos on Instagram of himself eating things really quickly or chugging obscene amounts of alcohol, all while just being a teenager.
So I drank 6 beers.
So you're drinking underage? Wow, that's bad.
But yeah, anyways, I drank 6 beers in under a minute.
Nothing was really off limits, including full fifths of vodka. A bottle of hot sauce, 3 wine bottles, using tobacco as chip dip. It was all really impressive. Like, this requires skill and a really intense desire to get famous, as he puts it himself.
Like right now, like I can't even go into the mindset that I was in back then, because back then I was hungry. Not that I'm not hungry right now. I couldn't even, at all-you-can-eat wings, I couldn't even afford the ranch. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I literally had drinking superpowers.
And as his fan base grew exponentially, so did his confidence. The jokes became cruder and cruder, and it was like he was untouchable for a while there.
Cheers. This is the fucking, the guy with the, he's got a sweet beard. Osama bin Laden.
I love me some fucking black tar heroin myself. Not hating on you, Demi. I think it's fucking dope. Maybe we could fucking shoot up together sometime.
But despite the amount of views he gets, averaging out at around 4 million a video, there's no backlash. The viewers love it, so he keeps going, digging deeper into his specific bubble of security, punching down, up, left, right, consistently acting like the friend that makes the jokes that go way too far as we react with an incredulous laugh and a shrug because, hey, that's just Steve.
Demi, I hope you're high right now. Hope you're fucking electric off the black tar. I gotta take out my anger, Yeah, so you get, you fucking dumb assistant cunt.
But here's the thing. He's not just some friend on the periphery. He's got fans, and they listen to what he says.
Cheers, buddy! I drove 12 hours for this!
And Steve doesn't just stay in the dark humor lane. He dives deep into politics, as do the rest of the Nelk boys.
Biden or Trump?
Makes sense. You look ridiculous.
Great to have you all in Air Force One. It's a very special plane. You really have a great future. Someday you may be, one of you may be flying on it as President of the United States, right? The way you're doing. So good luck. Good luck.
All of which is to say that he has influence with the young fan base he's got. He's been normalizing some pretty racist, homophobic, misogynistic jokes for a while. And his response here is,
It's all jokes, don't take me seriously, I like to joke around. If you're watching this and you can't take a fucking joke, then get the fuck out of here, honestly. Like, I don't want pussy nerds watching my videos. I think of Donald Trump as in, like, the comedian category. Like, he's with fucking Dave Chappelle and oh shit. Have you seen Anthony Jeselnik? He's just a savage comedian. I put him as the same category. I admire him, I really do. Adolf Hitler's my idol. Fucking legalized rape. And yeah, fucking dude, I like this content. If there was a YouTuber that made this type of content, I'd fucking die.
you know what? I believe him. I don't think he's racist or any of that. He has just surrounded himself with enablers who get a kick out of his shock value, and this is veering into a conversation that is much deeper than this video really requires, but I'll just leave it at there being a difference when you have kids looking up to you, which Stevewilldoit absolutely has. Here's an example. Steve recently took a kid under his wing named Georgie. Don't know how it happened, but all of a sudden he showed up in some videos. Now, Steve is the king of doing good deeds in front of a camera that simultaneously shows him being an extremely caring person and negating the act by exemplifying how it is also that he can show himself doing it.
It always rubs me the wrong way, like the artificial positivity, the good Samaritan shit for views. But then again, at the same time, it makes people happy. That's why that content's popular.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm a little torn about it.
But even if it's self-serving, he also just paid those people's rent. Like, they're not complaining. They're like, yeah, I mean, you did that for yourself, but also my rent is now paid for the year.
He gave Georgie a shitload of stuff.
Yo, I bought a lot of shoes. Are you guys happy?
Yes, I ain't never even had no. Matter of fact, my most expensive shoes was because you gave me $5,000.
Over multiple videos, and one of the peaks was a car. A really nice car.
I'm only 16.
The recklessness is so obvious that I can just play more of that episode without having to explain.
George didn't have a license, so we registered the car under his brother's name and made George promise us he wouldn't drive the car until he got a driver's license.
You don't have a permit?
No, I'm gonna get it.
Turns out that promise didn't mean shit. The next morning, we get a call from Georgie's mother explaining how he took the car to a car meet, got busted by the police whipping donuts, led the police on a high-speed pursuit in his brand new car, and ended up spending the night in jail after surrendering.
Now this is where the selfishness does actual harm. A sudden influx of resources without the training and responsibility is an age-old fable. It's why so many professional athletes find themselves broke after their run.
Here you go, Georgia. Gas money.
Thank you.
Alright, let's talk about, okay, that here's gas money is clearly a fucking joke for all you fucking loser sheep at home.
Okay, speaking for the loser sheep, did he keep the money? If he kept the money, then sure, it's a joke, but it's still a harmful one. Steve even explains himself that his good deeds have failed in the past.
Remember Alex? I gave that guy $6 grand, or no, I gave him $5 grand, I gave him a phone, and he wouldn't answer me. So basically, I just fucking overdosed the dude. I'm at -1 in this fucking thing. I've done this a few times, and they never, like, stay, like, clean or...
Yeah, that's the biggest fear, like...
By the way, this guy told Steve that he's addicted to fentanyl before Steve gave him $3,000 in an apartment for a month. I really don't see how he could be prepared to responsibly utilize this very temporary prize beyond it looking like another high. What he's doing for all these people and his friends is kind of a miniature version of his own situation. After Nelk found his videos on Instagram, they flew him out to LA to be in some pranks with him.
And we want to introduce you to one of our boys, Stevewilldoit.
What's up?
What's good, baby?
What's up, man? What's up, the vlog people?
Yo, do you want one?
So this sample?
You want a beer?
Presumably these kids are...
Cheers, buddy.
They should be, let's imagine, same group of 3 to 6. So like slightly younger.
What a different kid back then, so affable, he's like a teddy bear. He was well liked and respected instantly, soon starting his own channel and skyrocketing in popularity.
Dude, check the stats. 415,000 subscribers in 3 fucking days, bro.
That's insane.
And once it happened, it all happened, like really fast. Not much time to step back and look around. People were responding to what he was doing, so he keeps going. Things ramp up. More opportunities come his way. The world opens up. He says yes to everything.
Are you drunk?
Dude, that even a question?
Which brings us to that midpoint section of The Wolf of Wall Street, where everything looks perfect, he's living the life, but there are murmurs in his periphery. People, and not his people, are starting to notice. He's getting the wrong kind of attention. Sometimes it feels like Steve is aware of this. He even set us up for the pivot to the darker second half in a recent vlog of his. The end of this montage could easily cut to one of those cliche shots of a messy hotel room with bare butts all over the place as people sleep their hangover off through the mid-morning.
Shout out to my buddy Steve right here. I fucking love you guys.
But then it just cuts to more of him achieving higher levels of success, so maybe not.
So you put in your money, like I have $1,000 in, and then you can take, it keeps going up, and you can take, oh, I just lost it all. Fucking Brad!
Nonetheless, things are catching up. In order to fund a bunch of his recent huge gifts, Steve took a deal with an unregulated online crypto casino illegal in the US that, until recently, was just a VPN away from access to underage kids.
Rubet. I gotta pick one chain.
But basically when you're gambling, you can only lose if you quit. Gambling is a winning game.
Wait.
There's winners and then there's quitters.
Roll! Roll!
200 Let's go!
And Steve was extremely shady with the whole endeavor because he was advertising the site to his young fan base while also using a pool of cash that the house gave him to play with. So to summarize, he's glorifying to young people a self-proclaimed gambling addiction.
Gamble responsibly. Don't be like me where you're debating on calling 1-800-GAMBLER every night. Don't be like me where you go to bed thinking about slots. You have dreams about player, banker.
All while taking on zero risk himself. Some amateur YouTube sleuths got on the case, and it became a pretty big deal with a bunch of fans feeling screwed over and forcing Steve to back out of the whole deal.
Like, I mean, because I'm here, I don't need to do Rubet ever again.
He's no longer invincible. And even more interesting is that this gave us so much more insight into Steve DeLeonardis, not just the persona. In response to a question about his morality, Steve opens up about his upward momentum.
Maybe if you were like my friends, like in real life, and no one's approached me and said anything like this, that, hey, Steve, you know what you're doing is wrong, this, that, I've never been approached like that,
Yeah.
Like, no one's even close to me has ever said, like, yo, like, you should really rethink what you're doing, it's wrong. Like, I never had that. And I never thought that I was doing anything wrong, personally.
Again, I believe him. He was naive, he was overly confident, which is exactly why it lines up so well with that Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Very similar names. But the difference is that Steve keeps chugging. The tone of his videos have changed slightly after the gambling sponsor money has dried up, but his views are still consistently great.
Hey, Leroy!
So what would Wolf of Wall Street say about this situation? To really get a better sense of the satire, I watched it again, and honestly I was shocked. With Steve's situation used as my context, the entire movie felt different.
Sell me this pen.
It wasn't the takedown of American exuberance that I thought it was. It wasn't even critiquing it, which is why that first half relished in that exact exuberance so much. It wasn't about Jordan Belfort, but the scope was bigger. And it's all in that final scene.
Sell me this pen.
After a stint in prison, Jordan Belfort finds a new life as a sales trainer, touring the world, talking to people who want what he has. And this is the final shot.
Sell me this pen.
Well, this pen works, and I personally love this pen, and I think this pen...
This film is not condemning any one person. It's shedding light on the enablers, on the people who allow this to happen, who glorify and egg on and revel, on us, on me. Excess is a drug that can also be enjoyed vicariously. As Stevewilldoit puts it, he had the hunger, and we rewarded him. So I'm done wincing in anticipation of a crash. He'll be fine. Instead, we'll get the slow, sad progression of irrelevancy in its place, and someone else young and stupid will fill his spot. This whole video has left me a little pessimistic, or nihilistic, I don't know. What's my takeaway? That each week, usually on Wednesdays, but sometimes late, You bet your ass I'll be there when a new Steve Will Do It video pops online for my safe, quiet, and extremely unhealthy viewing pleasure.